Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 15th of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans around the world have been very skeptical about the future of the Star Wars franchise and exactly where things are going by Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, and others on board in order to really evolve Star Wars and whether or not it really is going to be a huge success. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing that we do know about Disney Star Wars is that it is going through a massive change as we speak. You know, we got The Mandalorian Season 2 coming up this October, which is going to be the very beginning of this new Star Wars universe, if you will, which really is good news because it tells us, the Star Wars community, that Jon Favreau only wants the best for the Star Wars fandom, as well as George Lucas, in which he worked very closely with Favreau and even gave him the idea to bring in many of the characters from the Clone Wars in the form of live action to capture the audience. Now, the fact that they have over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects in the works, that of course is for Disney Plus alone, completely separate from the movies. Let that sink in for a minute there. That just lets you know exactly what's coming our way for Disney Star Wars and how ambitious Bob Chapek really is to really create his own legacy, to create his own image among the Star Wars fans, to become an acceptable CEO of Disney. Now, the thing about all of this is that when we look at creator George Lucas, we do know that he's very passionate. After all, he is the creator of Star Wars. If it weren't for George, we would not be standing here today with any of the Star Wars material like The Mandalorian and the Clone Wars Season 7. So with that being said, of course, what's really intriguing all has to do with both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek now that they're currently hard at work on developing multiple plans in order to create a better future for Star Wars. They are also focused on what's best for Disney as a company and how to rebuild Star Wars from the ground up. Now, it's noted that recently creator George Lucas has been making major changes behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm in order to create major change to Star Wars in order to attract not just the hardcore fans, but brand new fans as well. It's noted that George is actively getting rid of woke culture from Star Wars, where just recently, George Lucas canceled multiple projects that were originally initiated by Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy before her creative power was stripped away. It said that George just recently canceled a Star Wars The High Republic spin-off film that was greenlit originally by Kathleen Kennedy that was going to be full of identity politics with her personal agendas. So once again, this is not a huge surprise. This is something that Kathleen Kennedy always did, is that she always wanted to throw in her own agenda into these Star Wars projects, and I think that it's pretty safe to say at this point that these Star Wars projects were basically an avenue for Kathleen Kennedy to really illustrate her agendas when it came to these new movies. Moving on. Now, that George Lucas was actually put an end to this new Star Wars movie recently that was going to be released in the near future by Kathleen Kennedy originally. Now, it's described that the film was going to have the most identity politics any film has had, and that George Lucas was terrified of what he saw with this new Star Wars project, with Kathleen Kennedy, put the film into the roadmap of Star Wars. Lucas recently rushed to cancel this project with no hesitation in order to really end woke culture with Star Wars as just the beginning. So here's the thing about woke culture, is that this is a thing that is huge right now, and it seems to be sticking around for quite some time, and it is now just departing from Star Wars, thankfully. It's just leaving, it's setting sail away from Star Wars because of George Lucas and Bob Chapek. We can thank those two. Now, the two major projects that will contain woke culture is, of course, Kathleen Kennedy's Leslie Headland Star Wars TV show and the new animated TV series that is currently untitled. Now, here's the thing about Disney Star Wars, is that obviously getting away from the woke aspect is a good thing. This is going to mean that we're going to have more authentic Star Wars movies and TV shows and whatever and whatnot, right? We do know that that's going to be their approach to really capture new Star Wars fans by getting away from that philosophy, right? So when you think about it this way, Kathleen Kennedy was really a train wreck when it came to Star Wars. She was just derailing the franchise continuously, and The Last Jedi really did it for a lot of people out there. We can see that The Rise of Skywalker really tried to fix certain aspects of The Last Jedi, but it just did not work in my opinion. So this new universe is like a fresh restart by Disney to really get the ball rolling again when it comes to exactly what Star Wars would look like without Kathleen Kennedy, and of course with John, George, and Dave at the helm here, really patching things together, really bringing things back to the way they were in a pre-Disney Star Wars era. You know, before 2012, before when Disney took over Lucasfilm, and well before when Lucas actually sold Lucasfilm over to Disney. They want to make Star Wars authentic like how it was and how it used to be. So with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.